Taiwan War, a hypothetical conflict. Introduction. The Taiwan War, a devastating conflict in the early 21st century, marked a major geopolitical shift in East Asia and the world. Rooted in long-standing tensions between the People's Republic of China (PRC) and Taiwan Republic of China (ROC), the war saw the most advanced military technologies deployed, leading to enormous losses, destruction, and significant changes in global power dynamics. This hypothetical scenario explores the causes of the war, the course of the conflict, the casualties, military losses, and the eventual winner. While speculative, the analysis is based on existing military capabilities, strategic alliances, and historical tensions. Reasons for the war: historical tensions and nationalist sentiments. Since the end of the Chinese Civil War in 1949, the PRC has considered Taiwan a breakaway province, while Taiwan has functioned as a self-governing democracy. China has repeatedly declared that unification is inevitable, by force if necessary. Taiwan, backed by US and Allied support, resisted Chinese claims, leading to rising tensions. Political shifts in Taiwan. A decisive factor was Taiwan's government moving toward a formal declaration of independence, a red line for Beijing. The election of a pro-independence president in Taiwan in 20XX escalated tensions, leading to military posturing from both sides. Economic and strategic interests. Taiwan, as a global semiconductor hub, is critical to world technology supply chains. China, eager to secure its technological dominance and prevent Western containment strategies, saw the invasion as a necessity. Additionally, Taiwan's geographical position is crucial for China's naval access to the Pacific. 4. US-China strategic competition. China's rise as a global power brought it into direct confrontation with the US, which has supported Taiwan through arms sales and strategic ambiguity. The US commitment to defend Taiwan, though unclear, became a focal point of great power rivalry. Immediate trigger: military confrontation in the Taiwan Strait. A naval incident in the Taiwan Strait, where Chinese forces fired warning shots at Taiwanese vessels, led to an exchange of fire. This escalated into full-scale war when China launched a surprise missile attack on key Taiwanese military installations. Course of the war. The opening strike. China initiated the conflict with a massive missile barrage, targeting Taiwan's air defense systems, radar stations, and key military bases. Cyberattacks crippled Taiwan's communication networks, while Chinese warplanes conducted air superiority missions. Simultaneously, a naval blockade was enforced to prevent reinforcements and supplies from reaching Taiwan. Despite Taiwan's advanced air defenses, including US-supplied Patriot missiles, China's sheer volume of attacks overwhelmed key targets. The Taiwanese Navy and Air Force suffered early losses, but Taiwan's military, utilizing asymmetric warfare tactics, inflicted significant damage on Chinese invasion forces. Amphibious invasion. The People's Liberation Army (PLA) launched amphibious landings on Taiwan's western coast, particularly near Kaohsiung and Taichung. Fierce resistance from Taiwanese ground forces, armed with advanced anti-ship and anti-tank weapons, slowed Chinese advances. US and Allied forces, including Japan and Australia, responded by deploying naval assets near Taiwan. US aircraft carriers launched airstrikes on Chinese naval vessels, leading to intense naval battles in the Taiwan Strait and the South China Sea. US and Allied intervention. Faced with the risk of Taiwan falling, the US officially intervened, conducting large-scale airstrikes on Chinese military infrastructure, including bases in Fujian and Guangdong. Japan, under its self-defense obligations, engaged in defensive actions against Chinese forces near the Ryukyu Islands. China retaliated with hypersonic missile strikes on US bases in Guam and Japan, escalating the war into a global crisis. The conflict also disrupted global trade, causing economic instability, stalemate and escalation threats. Despite China's military dominance, Taiwan's mountainous terrain and urban warfare made full occupation difficult. Guerrilla warfare, supply shortages, and international pressure forced China to reconsider a prolonged occupation. Meanwhile, diplomatic efforts for a ceasefire intensified as both sides faced mounting casualties. The risk of nuclear escalation loomed as China threatened the use of tactical nuclear weapons, prompting urgent negotiations. Ceasefire and aftermath. After months of heavy fighting, a ceasefire was brokered by the United Nations, with the US and China agreeing to halt military operations. The war resulted in immense destruction, and Taiwan's future remained uncertain, with neither side achieving a decisive victory. Casualties and losses. Military losses. Taiwan. 50,000 plus military personnel killed or wounded, with major losses to naval and air forces. China. 150,000 plus troops killed or wounded, with significant naval and aerial losses due to US intervention. US and allies. 20,000 plus military casualties, primarily from naval and aerial engagements. Civilian deaths. Taiwan. 200,000 plus civilian casualties due to missile strikes, urban combat, and infrastructure collapse. China. 50,000 plus civilian deaths from US airstrikes and retaliatory attacks. Neighboring regions. Economic fallout and refugee crises affected Japan, South Korea, and Southeast Asia. Economic and infrastructure damage. Taiwan's economy was devastated, with major cities suffering heavy damage. China faced economic turmoil due to sanctions and military expenditures. Global markets crashed, with semiconductor shortages crippling industries worldwide. No clear winner emerged. China failed to achieve a decisive victory, facing immense military and economic losses. The war exposed weaknesses in its military and caused global backlash. Taiwan survived but was left devastated. Its political status remained uncertain, and its infrastructure was in ruins. The US and allies prevented a full Chinese takeover but at a massive cost. The war weakened global stability, and alliances were strained. Ultimately, the war proved that a military solution to the Taiwan issue was disastrous for all parties, leading to prolonged instability and economic devastation worldwide. The Taiwan War, though hypothetical, demonstrates the catastrophic consequences of a direct US-China military conflict. While neither side achieved total victory, the war reshaped global power structures, highlighted the dangers of escalation, and reinforced the necessity of diplomatic solutions over military confrontation.